COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war thwarted Ghana's development efforts. The managing Samiriafe has more.
At a roundtable meeting on the sideline of the Munich Security Conference in Germany, the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, says the fund is under pressure to bail out many countries due to the devastating effect of COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war. She says the fund last year gave out over $650 billion to support economies under recession. Ghana is currently seeking a balance of payment support of $3 billion from the fund. Already, a staff-level agreement has been reached with the board. Kristalina Georgieva says the fund will come in to help Ghana and other economies struggling.
We recognize that we are in a world in which exogenous shocks more often than before hit innocent bystanders. Ghana has been working towards good policies for quite some time, and then COVID and the war hit. And that significantly undermined Ghana, and it's not just Ghana, so many countries standing. So how we can be faster on our feet to come to work with countries that are innocent bystanders. This is a big challenge for us, and I can tell you our members are really good in helping us meet it.
President Akufo-Addo on his part says Ghana and Africa has been left stranded for long. He says the IMF must come in to help immediately.
We talk solidarity. We see that, for instance, in the latest crises that have overcome humanity, the COVID-19 crisis, the effects of the war in Eastern Europe and the Russian-Ukraine war. In both of these, the consequences of them have not seen that sense, that solidarity. We on the continent have been left alone to fend for ourselves. We saw that during the COVID-19 pandemic, when even access to vaccines became a major problem for the African continent. We've seen it again as a result of the war in Eastern Europe. The economic system and the extent to which so many people in Africa and the so-called South have had to fend for themselves.
Despite the recent reduction of fuel prices at the pumps, some motorists in the national capital are calling for a further cut in prices to ease their economic frustrations. The following report, filed by Daniel Ojuro-Mensah and read by Charles Owusukumi, has more.
The Institute of Energy Security, IES, in its prediction indicated a marginal drop in the price of fuel for the second pricing window in February, to drop by about 4.26% from 15 cedis 90 pesos to about 15 cedis 25 pesos in the second week of the pricing window. The price of liquefied petroleum gas is also expected to be pegged at 13 cedis 51 pesos per kilogram during the pricing window under review. A tour of some fuel stations in the national capital revealed the prices of petrol and diesel selling at 14 cedis 50 pesos and 14 cedis 90 pesos respectively. Some motorists spoke to Citi News about the reduction.
I like it. The way they reduce the fuel is okay for us. It's good. If government can do more to reduce it more, we'll be okay in the country. I wish it would come down to 10 cedis per liter, so that we can, the whole country to enjoy for the fuel price. So now, because of the fuel price, things are going higher, and we are not making comfortable for it. So we are pleading for the government to come down a little bit, like 10 cedis per liter.
We are expecting government to reduce it. At least it should come down, so that, fuel controls the economy, okay? So we urge government to work hard in bringing the prices down, okay, for things to stabilize a bit because things are very hard. When the fuel goes up, it becomes very difficult for us to operate our business and all that. So, though what they have done, I would say fine, bringing the prices down.
We used to do everything. You see, right now, in my job, I do my back, give my Tuesday back. So if I take my motor like this, I will do almost my runs with my motor. So if the fuel is up, some places, if the customer call me, I know if you go because I calculate my fuel condition, I will go for the day. So how they come down? If it come down small, to you go jump.
Meanwhile, a research analyst from the Institute of Energy Security, Adam Yakubu, has been explaining the cause for the current reduction.
Yes, the prices went up. In the second week, the prices of diesel was reviewed downwards by some 5%. So prices that were selling at about 15.75 pesos per liter or 15.9 pesos per liter, as most OMCs were selling, was reviewed down to about 15.3 pesos, in some cases 15.25 pesos. So, and that was for diesel. And you know that was the first consignment of products that was received was diesel. So definitely government went in to set the price. But going forward, the drop we are projecting or we are estimating is not as a result of gold for oil program, as a lot of people would want us to say. It is largely as a result of activities on the international market.
The Executive Secretary for the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, Duncan Amwa, lashed out at the government's gold for oil policy, which is expected to help bring down prices, and asked the government to fix the local currency.
Once the market self-corrects, you would not need to go and take gold, to go and import oil to make it cheaper. The market can give you cheaper products once you fix the Citi. The market can deliver you efficient products once international benchmarks are favorable. So you don't need, in any circumstance, under any circumstance, to go now into a certain gold trading that says to an intermediary to bring me oil, and then through Boss I can sell it cheaper. We are cautioning those proponents of this policy. Today, they might not pay for it, but tomorrow they'll pay for it if they lead all of us into another debt distress that brought about ESLA. We have seen this one too many times.
Parents of SHS1 students who are expected to report to school on Monday, 20th February, have bemoaned the short time given to prepare. The new academic calendar for SHS1 students begins on Monday, 20th February 2023. Now, the school placements came out just on the 16th of February, giving parents about 4 days to prepare to send their wards off to school. What preparations are parents taking? We're here at Prospectus Ghana, your one-stop shop for all school items, to find out how preparations for sending their wards off to school is going and what their thoughts are on the time that they had to prepare. Have you been to the school to collect the prospectus?
As you are speaking, not yet. We just went online to get some of the basic, when you go online, you see some of the prospectus online. So getting that, you want to get the basic things like the sweet, the mattress. There are certain things you need to buy before like going to the school. So those ones can reduce your cost more so that when you see the list, you know faint.
We are here to buy my daughter's school items.
Are you getting the basics or have you been to the school for the prospectus?
Yes, we have been to the school for the prospectus.
Considering the time the school placement came out and the days that you have to prepare, do you think it was too short, or you're able to get ready before the 20th of February when she has to report to school?
Very, very, very short, because we had a prospectus just yesterday evening. That was around 5 p.m. And we are supposed to buy all the things today, and then Monday he will report to school. You know, in Ghana, we don't open stores on Sundays, so it's very, very difficult. But you manage and then get them for her to go.
Do you think government should have extended, GES should have extended the date for reopening, as most people or most stakeholders have been calling for?
That's true. Personally, I think, like the saying goes, all fingers are not equal. So giving us this short notice is going to put a lot of pressure on parents. So the GS needs to extend the date, or possibly the next time that it shouldn't let it be too close like that. So give at least 14 days to a month will be okay for parents to prepare. And looking at the economic situation,
I don't think so. It's too short. Most parents are lost. They don't know what to do. So I think maybe if they've given us a week. Initially, when the placement came out, it was 27th. So we're excited. And then it changed again to 20th. So you don't have a choice. You have to come and pick what you have. If you've not bought items already, it's going to be crazy, I tell you. But things are expensive.
The CEO of Perspectives Ghana tells me that sales are picking up gradually. He believes that most parents are waiting to get the prospectus from the various schools before they come to shop.
You see, the placement delayed a bit, so parents were like anxious to know when their wards are going to school. And the school system is such that you can't start shopping until you get the list. Okay, so even though, yes, some of them, they know their awards have passed with good grace, yet they were waiting to get the confirmed admission before they can now start with the shopping. So as we speak, even though so yes, the sales is picking up gradually. You see some few parents who have come to do the shopping, but I believe the numbers would increase after they have gotten the confirmed admission and the list from the schools before they will come in their numbers.
We are at the Central Business District to ascertain the situation here, whether parents are shopping for their wards in readiness to send them off to school on Monday.
Because skin you and also and say a bendodo. Time in bend. Can you imagine 1 week? You're the school by the following week and I'll be prepared. Open your scan away. Obi bet me afford, Obi Benya, but Obi Sonia. The same me say, mean to me, Yan Precope. It be as the bush have been a me boy, and maybe I met me there to turn on. Cause your man a boy, and I'm a stress across here. I said, I'll bet she told one year money, chobos, no money, and yes, Kakatwa. To say, when could I say, could I be 30 to 40 million?
I attended a government school and I had a grade 13. So I was surprised that I got my first choice because I have people who had single numbers. They didn't get their first choice. So I was happy for that.
How has shopping been for school life?
Somehow exciting, but there's more tiredness in it. You're walking to and fro. It's a lot.
Parents that we have spoken to have complained about the short period in which they had to prepare their wards for school. They're calling on authorities to ensure that the placement comes out early enough so that they can have adequate time to prepare to send their wards to school. For Citi News, my name is Inu Safo. Now, Africa Education Watch has challenged the Ministry of Education to associated with the current computerized placement. There's more in this report.
Africa Education Watch believes the Ministry of Education needs to publish the data for the public to assess how allocations have been done. The Executive Director, Kofi Asare, has been speaking to Citi News.
The data on school placement shouldn't be a secret. It shouldn't be a secret. It's not a secret in any country. Last year, June, we requested from the Ministry of Education data on the 30% allocation to public school candidates from junior high schools. Just that one. To determine whether indeed we were able to allocate 30% of public school, of the slots in category A schools to public school students. The ministry has refused to give us the data. And we've been battling with the GES, the ministry, and then the Right to Information Commission we are almost about 9 months old. Why should a public interest organization battle with the Ministry of Education over data on school placements? Something that should be readily available as to have in not just the system by himself and his administration is automatically restored or is automatically enhanced. You understand? So the first thing is that the Ministry of Education should stop the culture of secrecy surrounding the school placement. It doesn't augur well for public trust. If the system is made transparent and open, it won't be necessary to deploy PRs all over the place doing damage control and trying to talk the people into understanding that the ministry is not doing anything wrong and that the minister is innocent of the allegations. It's not about being innocent or not. It's about letting the public shine light on the process so that no one will harbor that mind. No one is saying that the ministry is doing something bad. But why does the ministry enjoy working in the dark when it comes to placement of candidates?
At the various schools too, Mr. Asare wants names of students published to enhance transparency.
In those days, 10 years ago, if you went to senior high and then the aggregate of all students who have been placed in that school. I remember when I was taking my little sister to a Bray Girls, 2015 or so, the board was there. So everybody sees those who have been admitted on merit. We see it. Then we see those who came through the protocol route. So no one will go and say that Yamansa's child had worse grade compared to mine. We chose the same school, same course. But then I didn't get it, she had it. If you have all these things, publish all the placement data for every school, publish on the school's compound. You don't create any room for any speculation. We cannot achieve high level of trust and confidence in the computerized school placement system if we continue to run it like a secret society.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come. Fire raises 7-bedroom residential apartment at Tafo in the Ashanti region. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.
A great journey lies ahead of us all, and we all have different paths carved out for us. No matter who you are and the path you're on, make sure you choose a partner you can trust, a partner with integrity who will always give you the support you need when you need it. No matter what you do and where you are in your journey in life, you are very significant, and so is the path you're on. Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG, cherishes financial security as much as you do and shares the same values as you. That is why we are the right financial partner to stand with you. We are now one of the largest banks in Ghana, and we are ready to partner and work with you. CBG, we stand with you.
You're welcome back to the City Newsroom. Now, occupants, including children, escaped unhurt after fire razed a 7-bedroom residential apartment at Nkontroma in the Tafo municipality of the Ashanti region. The children and some adults who were in the house when the fire started at about 9 a.m. on Saturday drew the attention of neighbors for help. City News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
Fire officers were later called in when the fire became intense and spread to other rooms. The owner of the house, who was not at the premises when the fire started, said the inferno has been devastating. Preliminary investigations by the fire service indicated the fire was caused by a faulty electrical socket which had an extension board.
The deep freezer was located. The deep freezer, you can see the deep freezer was connected to an extension board. This is one thing that we often advise the public on, because there are dangers, electrical dangers that poses risk of bringing fire. So you realize that the deep freezer in which they had most of their food items was connected to an extension board, and the socket to which that extension board was also connected to, the socket was being worked on. There were loose connections or loose contacts on that extension board because it was opened and was not well fixed. So you realize that there were sparks, and the children attested to it. They discovered the fire first and drew the elderly people's attention to it. Because materials in the room or combustibles in that room were also many, the sparks triggered the fire. There were materials that easily ignited the fire and then spread into the ceiling. From the ceiling to, you can realize that there were no gibelins, no gable that could, control or bring the fire under control within one room. So it had easy access through the ceiling to adjoining rooms and then spread to most part of the rooms.
After bringing the situation under control, the fire officers had this advice for the public.
Certain electrical appliances are not supposed to be passed through extension boards. Certain electrical appliances that draw high voltages are not supposed to pass through extension boards. Typical example is deep freezer, fridge, blender, irons, microwaves, rice cookers, okay? Those particular gadgets and blenders, those gadgets do not pass through extension boards. Please, let's create, and every gadget, and because of the power they draw, there are cables that are supposed to, send these powers to them. We have 1.5 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters, 4 millimeters. Each has a gadget that can draw. So if we are not careful and then we use certain appliances that are not supposed to draw power from a low cable, we in the long run generate fires in our home.
Neighbors and friends were seen trooping to the house to sympathize with the victims.
Fire officers are continuing their sensitization and are urging the general public to be careful about some electrical appliances they use at their residential apartments. Hafiz Tijani, City News, Ashanti Region.
That's it for today's edition of the City Newsroom on City TV. Do remember that our website, citynewsroom.com, has more stories. Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from City TV. You can also watch City TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. My name is Enosafu. Many thanks for watching.